after collecting your, more or less reward and sleeping over in a deluxe luxury suite,
Ooh.
um, I'm gonna say you guys made your way out of town. I'm gonna say you guys made your way out of town, and um, I'm gonna say the more Pokemon, I'm gonna say uh, the more attuned of you, i.e., i.e., um, I'm gonna say Ronnie and Jay. Um, I'm gonna say they felt a disturbance coming from, I'm gonna say, off the pathway of the force that you of the route that you guys were going on. While I'm gonna say you guys as a group decided to go investigate it, and while investigating it, um, you essentially more or less kind of found yourself in a Blair Witch Project kind of issue, where you found yourself in the woods with no sense of how to get back, until eventually there was a I'll say until eventually everything went dark, and there was a heavy feeling of a disturbance. Um, Jay picked up on the disturbance and determined that you guys were momentarily within the sphere of influence of Dialga. Said sphere of influence faded, and once it did, you found yourself in this rather, I'll say, you found yourself in this rather large, rather elaborate village where people were wandering around with their Pokemon. Um, the people who you saw took notice of you, took notice of you, looked at you. All of them seemed to be looking in awe. Also, all of them seemed to be looking at you in awe. Look rather confused, puzzled. Um, but most of the people who are looking at you seem to be looking at you in some semblance of reverence. Um, you notice that none of the people that you see who have Pokemon, they don't have Pokeballs, at least visible ones or anything that you can see. None of them seem to have Pokeballs, and all these Pokemon just seem to be kind of roaming free, and in it seems I must say either they are companions or they're just Pokemon that roam free around this land and live in harmony with humans. I must say. And at the end of the last session, this young lady ran up to you guys, and I must say she looked at you all and said and essentially told the crowds of people to behold. It looked I must say behold the it was like the new the save it was like the new saviors have come in order to save us from the calamity.
Sid will look to the rest and be like, why do we keep wandering into stuff like this?
That is a very good question.
Is this just something that happens? Like, does this happen to you all, or
Not
is it just
normally.
really happened to me before.
is it just because we're traveling and there's just this weird like gravity thing we got going on? What? Thank you.
Maybe we should stop traveling in straight lines. But it sounds like people may need our help.
Upon her,
against helping people.
I must say upon her must say upon her mentioning that, the people all must say the people who were starting to surround you, look at you guys and your Pokemon. Some of them start making what you determine to be some semblance of holy gestures, and some of them look like they are kneeling or looking like they're bowing.
I don't feel entirely comfortable with that.
Yeah, Sid will lean to someone like, did we just land in the middle of a cult?
Certainly looks that way, doesn't it?
You, I must say, perception checks, listening.
Perception is what?
Perception. 2 dice.
Oh, that's
Prepare.
actually pretty good, Lattice.
Nice, thank you.
Prepare for my epic 2 dice.
Big
You can roll
number,
as
big
well.
number.
Do you have 1D in perception, or
I have 3D in perception.
Big 6.
wow?
I rolled statistically average. I rolled a 3, a 2, and a 1.
Big money, no whammies.
Okay. Jay. Okay. Jay.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my
Oh!
god!
Welcome
We walked in the middle of a cult.
to the
Yes,
future
must
past
it.
future.
A cult?
They
They
bow
think
in
it's
our
a cult.
presence.
People are doing
They think
holy
it's a
symbols.
cult. I'll say they think it's a cult. Technically, the only person who's about to figure out what's going on is Lattice. If you want to make a perception roll, you're welcome to.
Sure. Give me a second.
For Jay and Sid, you guys are a bit confused about what's going on. It's a little strange, or a little too taken back, and trying to take in everything that's going on around here to fully notice what they're murmuring. Okay. Ronnie and Lattice. You two will hear them murmuring. You will hear them murmuring about something. The saviors have arrived again. Something. Something. They must be here to save us from the fourth calamity.
How many calamities did they have?
Can I make some
Apparently
form of,
3 before this.
Can I make some form of history check? What would that be, Gen Ed?
Yeah.
Because I want to see if I can identify these calamities.
The end of days.
No calamities that you know about in this region.
It might be about the toilet paper shortage of 2020.
We don't use toilet paper. We have fire type and water type Pokemon.
I thought that was stricken.
Squirtle, use bidet.
Oh, no.
Ew.
Pokemon has 101 uses.
I mean, water gun technically can break boulders, so I'm not exactly sure I want that anywhere.
Yes, but
It's
we
like
also
the
see
weakest
via
water
the anime
type
they
league.
can control the pressure to a point. They can do trickle.
Yeah, I don't want that. That's the last thing I want anywhere near that. I'm like, he gets momentarily distracted for even a second, and kaboom!
Well, then obviously you need to train your Pokemon better.
feel that's Pokemon abuse to ask your Pokemon, hey, wipe my butt. It's like, oh hey, spit. It was like, oh hey, spit on my anus.
Well,
Like,
I suppose you get yourself a grass type and just start pulling leaves.
Can we just like
You can use
go
the
to
3
the store?
shelters.
I wish
I
that
use
had
a three
stayed a
flo-
mystery.
If I said, yeah, it was like I just use the 3 shelters. Going about a business. Yeah. I was about to say something, then I was like, wait, no, that's even worse, and that's even grosser. Never mind. World of Pokemon is very weird. Alright. Yeah, Lattice, you don't pick up, I'll say nothing in regards to the Sinnoh region in regards of like anything in regards to a calamity. The only calamity that you can the first thing that comes to your mind is the Pokemon War, but that wasn't exactly a calamity.
They seem to think we're going to be here to save them from a 4th calamity. Are any of you aware of, I guess, large upheavals aside from the Pokemon conflict from
Nope.
long ago?
Not a clue.
Mate, I don't even know what some Pokemon are. And you expect me to know about some calamities out here? No way.
Shouldn't you know everything about calamities, being from Australia? No.
No, I'm not from Australia. I'm not from
Your
Australia.
entire island is a calamity.
No, I'm not from Australia. My dad is. It's just I picked up his accent from some words.
And he didn't tell any stories about, the calamity that is that island.
He didn't like talking about Australia. He said there was too much leather and cars.
Or
Something about Crazy Monty? Maximilian?
Poke Brisbane.
Crazy Maximilian or something? I can't remember.
Right. I'll say she's looking down the stairs at you guys. She was like, she'll look at the people. She's like, okay. She was like, leave them alone. It was like, don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine. It was like we must maintain the faith. We must maintain the faith. Every time that something is, it was like every time that we have come, under assault. Every time we have come under assault. Dialga has always sent us. Someone to save us. It has been 100 years since the last one has come. Thus they have come to. Thus he has sent us. She'll look, and you'll see this look on her face. She was like, several saviors. And this calamity must. This upcoming threat must be something incredibly great. It was like for the last time he only sent one.
Well, Dialga is a rather powerful. Dialga is a rather powerful Pokemon. I'm sure it had its reasons.
I'll say, she will look. She was like, I'm certain that you are here to assist. She was like, I'm certain that you are here to assist the guardian of the first calamity. To help, to help protect this. This city. When she says that, she points to the top of the temple.
Is there like a symbol on this temple, or?
No, that is where the Mega Lucario was standing, looking around at everything.
Okay.
I say he is still standing up there, looking down at everyone.
Gotcha. I take it that was the hero of the first one?
He is. I say. She will say yes. She was like he is. He was like he is indeed the hero of the first. He is indeed the hero of the first calamity. Why? She'll look up at him adoringly, and she was like, ah. She was like, I remember. She was like, I remember when I was a child. She was like, I remember when I was a child, and the first calamity happened 400 years ago. It was amazing. He saved all of us.
Did I hear that right? Did anyone else hear that?
Yeah. It's like it's.
Did we?
It's,
Did we step through a weird time thing, or?
Space is warped and time is bendable.
The Yoga is known as the Pokemon of Time, and from the looks of this place, it seems to be, I don't know, the place time forgot.
Nope. I detect that as myself, but oh
Hmm.
well. I'm mentally poking Sierra's Pokemon to be a dick.
Okay.
But I accidentally sent it as Sierra's Pokemon.
Mm.
John seems to be. I'll say John seems to be staring up at the Lucario. I must say he hears what you said, and he's like, you can kind of see this look on his face, like, how do I get there?
Well, one would presume you use your legs. You're a ninja, figure it out.
But oh, never mind. I was gonna ask a question, but the storyteller is away for the moment.
No! God is lagging!
Ah! Quick, everyone grab a stick and shake it at God. Ah!
Well, I think we're going to be working with Lucario.
Why does it look like it's a fire type, though?
Because it's ultra shiny!
Because Mega.
This is Mega form.
Yeah, that's Mega. I think it's a shiny Mega.
Sure, I'll take that one too.
And so our adventurers found themselves in a city of weird, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff, being revered as heroes and saviors against a thing.
I'm actually trying to remember if any. I think all the Diablo stuff was movies.
Oh yeah, legendaries are almost all exclusively movies.
Because I seem to remember, like, Dialga or Arceus popping up in the show proper, but I might be misremembering.
No, well, I never really saw the show, so I can't say for certain, but yeah, most legendaries showed up in like a movie or something like that.
There were a couple though that did show up in the Sun and Moon.
Yeah, the local legendaries.
So those showed up, but
Yeah, but those are locals, not
I mean, the
global.
legendary is a legendary, unfortunately. They don't discriminate now anymore. They're all the same. And the new ones are more powerful than the old ones.
Oh yeah, there's been power creep across the generations.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure how you can get more powerful than controlling time and space, respectively.
Being able to make matter where there is none. Like the one that gives Ash his little gem that lets Pikachu do the Z moves.
Yeah.
Well, there are moves. There are moves that transmute Pikachu's tail into steel. So matter creation, I think, is kind of a little low on the totem pole.
The transmuting into steel is a visual effect for the audience. It doesn't actually.
Oh, it doesn't actually transmute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Curious. What's... Nope.
Forgive me if it's visualized in the show. I kind of figure it looks kind of like that. Like if Pikachu gets fucking huge, I kind of assume he gets fucking huge.
Well, no, think of it. It's like Jean Grey using her psychic abilities. They put the color in there. Oh, shit.
Well, yeah, that's true. That being said, haven't people actually dodged her purple-ish beams of mind power before? Yes, I know I have far more options than Jyn Erso. Not Jyn Erso, shit. What was that transport pilot?
Juno Eclipse.
Juno Eclipse.
Yeah,
I keep thinking Jyn Erso. Just pops in my head whenever I try to think of that name.
no, completely fair.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I had a work call.
How... Oh, never mind. I know exactly how it fared then.
Do I have any food? No food! I'm out.
DoorDash time!
I assume she means in her game.
Oh.
Yeah.
DoorDash time!
I realize that I hate when video games make me read because I don't ever read the stuff. But they make you answer questions. Oh, crap.
Yeah, because they assume you read the stuff they put on the screen. How dare they?
Yeah, it needs to all be audio.
Now, that would be nice. Like Greedfall, even the random people have audio.
Everything needs to be audio. Matt will make me tea. I will summon the Matt to make me tea.
Are you sure though? Is he in a tea mood?
He's always in a tea mood. All I have to do is
Tea
say, Matt,
time. Tea
I
time.
want some tea. And then he'd be like, okay, what flavor? And then I go, my favorite flavor. And then he goes, which one? And then I'll go, my favorite flavor. Because I will never remember what my favorite flavor of the week is, because it's going to change. Or it had changed.
What if,
Fights.
what if that
Take your stupid stick out of here.
what if that nice little sipping lavender one that you had?
I know, it's yummy. Ha! Perfect! Ass wipe. My stick is long too.
You know, half the time when I hear someone say perfect, I just like my mind dubs in a bridge cell. Perfect.
They should all do that for every perfect. Nope. Okay. My phone lit up.
I am perfect.
Oh, okay. You messed up my perfect, but that's okay.
Man, I wish I can do that voice. It's amazing.
Oh, no, no. Ha ha.
The guy who does the voice for Imperfect Cell. No, it was Imperfect Cell. Is in a it's in Roll With Me, a Lenny Pator RPG, and he's playing a snake guy.
God damn
Oh,
it.
no.
So he's
How much
using
fruit
the
you
Imperfect
got?
Cell voice.
No! You messed up my perfect! Asshole. I won. In your face. Maxie and his crew. I don't want to read any of this. Skip.
Who is Maxie's crew? Damn it, I didn't read it.
I know, I had one earlier where it was telling me I had to pick between the red flame and a blue flame, and I was like, but which one is which? But naturally I went with blue because blue is good and red is normally, bad. Although I feel like blue should be bad since blue is very depressing and red is very passionate. Okay.
You're back.
Truly riveting.
I can now access shops. I don't really
Shop.
I'm not gonna read any of this. Not gonna read any of this. Oh shit! Damn it! And that's the question. Oh, my bad. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Don't think that I forgot about Nightmares 2, 3, 4, and 5, along with Disguise Rolls, because I haven't forgotten about them.
Huh?
Disguise Rolls and Nightmares 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Oh. It's okay if you forgot about the nightmares. Cool.
No, I didn't forget about it. You deserve your nightmares.
No. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's all good.
You sure
Alright.
though? Because I don't want to deprive you of a legitimate character experience.
I really hate the story mode on this too. That's fine. Fighting games aren't meant to have good story modes. Like, that is my firm belief now. Any story mode after 2018 is supposed to suck. No, any story mode after 2017 is supposed to suck.
I don't know about that, but
For fighting games. I want to go do the thing. Ouch. I guess you can't go back? Or do I go all aboard? Alright, I think we go here. Do I have any more food? Oh my god, I have no food.
what fighting game requires you to track food?
Soul Calibur 6.
I don't remember that. Oh wait, you're playing the was it the Chronicle of Soul mode or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like I don't remember food in the main game.
I don't want to read any of that.
There we go. Hey.
Ah.
People still here?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Sorry. Trying to get off the phone with my mom. So I was like, oh man, I'm so tired. So. Okay. Cool. Have you guys discussed anything, or have you just kind of been talking amongst yourselves?
Just kind of talking about ourselves.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well. She will. She will. She will say, "Come." I was like, "Come." You can make. He was like, "You may make yourselves comfortable." It was like, "Make yourselves comfortable. Get yourselves acclimated to the." I say, "Get yourselves acclimated, to the area." It was like, this unfortunately may be your battleground.
Huh. This town?
She will say depending on what your, she was like, depending on what great skills you may have, you may be able to, it was like, you may be able to deal with the calamity before it strikes. Or if you are like the last savior, then you will meet it in face to face in combat.
I see. So tell me, is the calamity different every time?
She will look and was like the calamity is essentially always the same. I must say they try to find their way here. They try to find their way here in order to take our sacred treasure for them. Take their sacred treasure for themselves. But it was like, but the great Dialga, always has always sent us a hero in order to make sure that it that does not happen.
I see.
You don't get any sort of sense that they worship Dialga. It seems to be more of a it was like, we acknowledge that Dialga is the reason why why we still are here. It seems to be more thanks and more acknowledging and thanks and less worship.
Okay.
So it's like this Pokemon. It was like this Pokemon. It was like this Pokemon helps to protect us from something that is obviously trying to disrupt what we have, and we are thankful.
Okay.
All right. Are you? I'm gonna say you guys are welcome to. You guys are welcome to wander around the village. I say you guys are welcome to wander around the village. Do whatever you like.
I'm gonna see what's available in like if they have any shops.
Um. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead and I'll say go ahead and move around. There is a shop right in air quotes a shop right in front of you. It says market. It says market. When you look at it, for lack of a better term, it looks out of date.
Okay.
The market does not look modern.
Okay.
Do you go inside?
Yes, I will go inside.
Okay. You go inside. It is a series of shelves. I'll say series of shelves. Even though the outside looks old, the shelves look relatively up to date. I'll say all the shelves and everything look relatively up to date. The items, I'll say the items on the other hand, are packaged in I'll say the items on the other hand are kind of some seem to be packaged in new seem to be more modern packaging, and some of the other ones seem to look like they're um, packaged in a older, more antique way. Some of the potions like the potions that you see some potions that are in spray bottles, and then you see some other potions that are literally in jars with corks on them. One main thing that you notice: there is not a price on anything in here.
Huh.
There's also, I'll say, there's also just seems to kind of be an old man sitting at a chair, against the wall reading a book. He'll look up at you and be like, "Well, hello there.
Ah, yes, hello.
Hi.
I was wondering what restoratives you had available, but I can't seem to find any prices.
Oh, oh." He was like, "Oh, you must be." He was like, "You must be new here." Yeah, no, we don't do that. He was like, "We don't do that here. You take." I'll say, "You take what you need." He was like, "You take what you need and give what you." I'll say, "Take what you need and give what you can." He was like, "If you need something now, you take it, and if you have the means by which to give back something later, then please do so. That is how we stay stocked."
Okay. What I'll do then is I'll take a super potion and in exchange leave a salty, spicy, and dry snack.
Okay. He will point over towards the food aisle and ask you to place what you've put over there. He
Okay.
was like, he'll be like, "Thank you." He was like, "Thank you so much for what you." He was like, "Thank you so much for." He was like, "Thank you so much for he's like, thank you so much for giving, and thank you so much for taking that which has been given. You will, Mase, you will get a super, Mase, you will get a super potion in a bottle.
Cool.
It is in a corked bottle.
He's kind of wondering, maybe I can put a spray nozzle on it. Maybe I just make him drink it. Make the Pokemon drink it. And that's probably what I do.
I'm gonna say when you went over to the food section, you actually do see other snacks and other foods over there. You notice that they're packaged in like significantly older packaging, like essentially kind of air quotes preserved or wrapped up, equivalent to like Wild West times of packaging. It's just kind of wrapped in like some sort of sack.
Okay.
You can see that the date. You can see that the date on it is actually dated for over 600 years ago.
Ah, yes. So this is really like a finely aged thing then.
If you look at it, you can tell that it's still fresh.
Neat. Okay. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll put my offerings in the correct spaces, and thank what passes for the shopkeep as I exit.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right then. All right. So, anyone else going anywhere? That's right. I don't think I dropped. That's right. You aren't here. Drop you down on the map. There we go.
There you go. Apparently, Sierra is just gonna wander around.
And I'm gonna I'll stick with Ronnie.
Okay.
I'll
Do you
stick
want
with
to move your
Lattice
pog? Do you want to move your pogs, or are you just going to say that you wander around? Okay.
People just kind
Tristan,
of blanked out on you there.
Okay. Tristan, you have control. I'm gonna say you do have control over Ronnie's pog if need be, correct?
Yeah, if we need be. But if we're just meandering around, basically doing a generic gather information check, I don't think we necessarily need to actually move the names.
I mean, there's some things around here to see. There's some people around here to meet. So that's why I was wondering if you're actually wandering around, or if you tell me like where you're going, then I can tell you like what it is.
Instead of just saying we're wandering around, we actually have to do every corner of the map. Got it.
I mean, if I say there are some things on the map that you can. I say there are some things on the map that you can that you'll be able to see or notice depending on where you go.
Yeah, got this.
I say, but if you say it's just if you want, if you just want to, just say that you did, sure.
No, I got you.
Okay. Okay. Walking through, several of the Pokemon will look at you, and I'll say several of the Pokemon will look at you. You notice that they don't speak the way I'll say they don't like greet you or say anything to you when they look at you. But they do take a good look at you. Most of the Pokemon, do you attempt to speak to any of the Pokemon that you pass by?
guess she'll handle the people. I'll handle talking to the Pokemon.
Okay. So you try to talk to the Pokemon?
Well, yeah, I'm weird like that.
Okay. This might take Ronnie by surprise. When you walk by the Pokemon and you greet the Pokemon, they will look at them. I'll say, one of them will look at you and nod his head at you and say hello.
That was to Ronnie?
No, it must say you just kind of like, hey, how's it going? And the must say or whatever, and the Pokemon responds back in English, hello.
Huh.
You don't hear it in your head. You just see its mouth move and talk to you.
Okay.
Well, that just means that they can't learn Payday because they use up all their mental energy to learn how to speak.
I'm glad Ronnie's surrounded by a shit ton of talking Pokemon to where this isn't weird. I'm like, I know that some psychic Pokemon can talk to you in your head, but
I'd say is like Meowth is the only one I'm aware of that actually uses their mouth to talk. Everybody else is in the head. I'm pretty sure Ronnie's just the weird one for not finding that weird.
Okay. They will greet you. They're like hello. It was like hello and greetings, saviors, and they will continue. But they'll continue talking to each other as Pokemon.
Okay.
But when they talk to you,
Sure, why not?
so yeah, they speak basic to you, but they'll go back and like. So as I was saying, Squirtle, 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 Squirtle. When you go up to this area at the top of the map, you will, that area, you will see this rather ornate sculpted pond up here. There is a sign that says Scarlet Park. Is a sign that says Scarlet Park, dedicated to the savior of the third calamity. In the park, over in the corner, you will see a statue.
And this all makes sense now.
Is that supposed to be a teenage Ash?
No, that's
because
red.
I'm pretty. Oh! See, the Pikachu threw me off. I wasn't looking. I just saw Pikachu. Okay, because I was about to say if that was supposed to be Ash, then he's too old.
The statue at the base of it. The statue at the base of the statue says, "Hero of the third calamity. He vanished as he came in a blinding flash during the battle against the entity that sent them both away. We dedicate this statue to his enduring soul and unwavering bravery."
Okay.
You will, some of the benches will have, one of the benches will say, one of the benches will say, "In memory of the Scarlet Hero." The other one will say in memory of the silent savior.
Well, that dates things a little bit.
Which seems a little strange because I'm gonna say the girl told you that the last calamity was 100 years ago. Last anyone heard of Red? I'm gonna say last anyone heard or saw Red was about 5 years ago. You're fairly certain that Red is maybe in his 20s, possibly like late 20s, maybe.
Well, we've already established that this is timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, so...
Yeah.
So he was here at some point.
It makes all the sense.
Also, while traveling down this way, you will also see another statue.
I wish to learn from this one.
Careful, he'll summon a giant Froakie.
and
Really?
it has a giant Vulpix in it. Inside it, giving it great power.
No, that'd be a giant
No,
Ninetales.
a great Ninetales!
Yeah, that'd be the Ninetales.
Yes.
See, I'm gonna say the statue says. Partner of the savior of the third calamity. This statue stands in memory. Of his bravery, as his final attack is the strike that struck away the entity and sent the savior away. You do see. I'm gonna say, going around the town, you do see a couple of other like. Those are the only two statues you see, but you do see a couple of other like small. You do see a couple other like small little small little plaques all over the place, describing what sounds to be different Pokemon. I'll say this seems to be describing different Pokemon. They all seem. I'll say, if you want to make a Pokemon education check, you can kind of get an idea as to which Pokemon they are giving praise to.
Pokemon education is that many. I know stuff.
Woohoo! All right. Okay. The other Pokemon plaques seem to be dedicated based on the description that is given. One you determined to be a Venusaur. One you determined to be a Blastoise. Another you determined to be a Lapras. From the description, the last two are a little strange, but you kind of put two and together and realize they speak of a black dragon with blue flames for a tail.
Which is Mega Charizard.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
And the I'm gonna say, and the other, I'm gonna say the other. They just, I'm gonna say, and the last, I'm gonna say the last Pokemon that is dedicated is seem. I'm gonna say they describe as a large. I'm gonna say a large white. I'm gonna say a large white-tailed creature with tremendous power.
That could be any number of things.
Well, white.
Could be a boat.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say large white bipedal creature with tremendous power. Based on the description and what vague I'm not saying what vague thoughts that you have, you try to think of anything along those lines. With that roll, you get the gist that this was likely Mewtwo.
Okay.
All of these Pokemon seem to be attributed to being the partners of the Red Savior.
I would like to point out though that Mewtwo is not white.
Yeah, so it's more of a gray, isn't it?
Like a grayish pink.
Well, it's pink and like it's two different colors.
Depends on who's coloring them because a lot of times the skin is like white with like the purple Frieza parts.
Mewtwo has never been white.
I can see how Brian can think it's whitish. It's definitely like in
God, Brian is colorblind.
I'm currently looking at like at least 3 different. I just typed in Google. I typed in Mewtwo into Google. In some of these pictures, he's white. Others, he's pink. Others, he's gray. Just kind of seems to depend.
Yeah, he's right. It is dependent on the. No. It's the lighting. That's what it is.
Because like looking at that one, which is the default one that we all know from like the movie and shit, that's like a, like a pinkish white.
Yeah, but and the shiny Mewtwo is white, but he's green and white.
Well, obviously I'm looking at the shiny right now. Obviously, he didn't have a shiny. The shiny Mewtwo with the green dick does not look good.
They have glasses for colorblindness, Brian.
No, he isn't colorblind. It's the lighting. It's literally.
You must say, look, you women and your ability to be able to see in the other spectrum can take your time.
No. Oh yeah, okay.
No. Oh wait, no. I guess it's good.
Look. I don't really care about colors because I only wear 5 of them. So you can keep all the rest.
I'm just gonna sit here and laugh as I listen to Sierra practice for the Ladrina fighting game. I mean, play Soul Calibur.
So we both ringed out with our special move. He went out the ring first, yet I lost.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Who hit the ground first, though?
He did. He went out first.
Yeah, but did gravity take you out and take you to the ground first?
The ring out doesn't know that. It stops counting the second you're off screen.
Yeah. This is some bullshit, man.
All right. While you were up there, there's also another gentleman who greets you at the top of the map.
I'm digging his mad poncho skills.
I'll say he will look at you. He is the first person who you've seen here who actually has a Pokeball.
Nice.
But he only has one. He'll look at you guys and he's like, "Oh hey." He was like, "Oh hey, greetings." He was like, "Oh, it's nice." He was like, "It's nice to see someone else here. How have you been?"
Doing all right. Aside from the confusion of getting sucked, teleported, transported. I don't know. However you get here.
He's gonna smile. He's like, yeah, you get used to that.
There will be more of this.
Say, what am I gonna want to get used to?
No. I mean, yeah, he was like, well, if you're actually, if you're actually the saviors, then you probably won't be here for that long. He was like, if you're the saviors, if it's based on like what they've said about the last ones, they usually weren't here for. It was like they were here until their purpose was fulfilled. Then they were gone.
Oh, good.
He was like, I guess I must not have been one of the saviors because he was like, I've been here for about what? He's gonna look over at what's her face. He was like, hey, he's like, hey, Curia, and she was like, yes. I was like, how long has it been since I've been here? And she was like, what, about 60, 70 years? And he was like, yeah, sounds about right.
That's a comforting thought.
I
He was like it's really he was like, I will admit it's a little strange, not aging. It's a little weird. And Curious gonna be like, excuse me, we age. She was like, we age plenty, just slightly slower than everyone else. She was like, I was a child. She was like, I was a child at one point. She was like, I was a child at one point, and she was like, and we get by just fine. She was like, he was like, Dialga, he was like, Dialga has provided us with everything that we need in order to sustain ourselves. One of the things that you do notice while wandering around the town is that most of the buildings here seem to be from different eras in time. I'll say most of the construction of these buildings, very few of them look similar.
Yeah, I think that was mentioned before.
Yeah. So I'll say she will tell you. It was like, well, so it was like, so since with everything going on around here, I should probably tell you what it is that you will likely be dealing with.
That'd be good to know, yeah.
She was like,
Randomly
okay,
missed
and it
you.
was like,
Nothing.
Right. So both of them will meet you in front of the temple. And it was like, I'm gonna say both of them. Will stand next to each other. It was like we are. It was like we are the It was like we are the leaders of this. It's like we are the leaders of this town. It was like we are the leaders of this town. As the elders, it is like as the elders, it is up to us to make sure that everything stays safe here. I'll say she will. I'll say she will pull out. I'll say she will. I'll say she will open. She will open up her cloak, and inside of her cloak, you will see three different generational Pokédexes. The oldest one looking rather large and clunky. And she will also pull out a Pokedex that looks roughly to be about, you would guess, about 2-3 years, like a model from about 2-3 years ago. And she will show you a picture. She will show you a picture of what appears to be. She was like a long time ago. A strange species, of Pokemon that we are unfamiliar with, descended upon our village. A image of this will appear.
Oh.
I'm sorry, you have the wrong savior. You're looking for Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum.
I spent forever trying to catch this Pokemon in Pokemon Go. And I feel offended that you have the nerve to put these abominations in front of me.
You coming to my RPG, my safe place to put this here.
An image will appear on her Pokedex of this. She was like many millennia ago. It was like many millennia ago. They landed in our village, and they were attempting to take our most sacred treasure. Um, it was like they were attempting to take our most sacred treasure. Inside, she will take you guys inside of the temple. Inside of the temple, there's only one thing there. And
Large ship-like object. Everything's only started turning on in the last few days. It's been very exciting for us.
It's actually it's actually one giant. It is a giant, or well, based on the size it's supposed to be. This thing is roughly about probably about like 4 or 5 feet in diameter. It is a gigantic megastone.
Oh, snap. Now that let us know what a megastone is. I assume that would require a roll.
Hey, John, given who's on the roof, this probably will work on you. It's a Lucario-ite, or whatever.
I'll say yeah. I'm gonna say the. I'm gonna say it was like this. It was like the It was like the mega. It was like this. It was like this great. It was like this great stone is what they came after. I'll say is what they came after and attempted to take. Our I'll say in light of the danger that our village in light of the danger that our village at the time faced. The one Pokemon that only one Pokemon stood up to fight against them, and they'll point up to the roof. It was like he stood up. He stood against them, and the stone. It was like, and the stone chose him as the first savior of the calamity.
So you brought us in to save you from something that even a Mega couldn't stop?
Oh, he stopped. He stopped them. It was like he stopped them the first time.
Well, I mean,
he was like
now.
Well, it's every time they come back in larger numbers.
Either you have a very underleveled Mega, or you are seriously overestimating our ability.
I'll say it was like we honestly thought that the last savior wasn't going to be enough, but the last savior proved to but the last savior fought incredibly valiantly with with his companions, and they drove off. They drove off the threat. We do not know what happened. We do not know what happened to him. There was his Pikachu gave off a blinding lightning attack, and within that flash of light, him and his companions were gone, as was the calamity. I believe that you. I believe that since you are here, you are more than enough to accomplish this task.
Mm-hmm. That captures the phase about right.
I am of the belief that you possess the skills needed in order to protect us in order to protect us or help us during the impending fourth calamity. Because when a savior arrives, the savior always arrives just before the calamity.
Cool. We got to stop fourth impact. Got it.
Well, at least you're not fighting some giant, some giant prism.
Do they all come from the same place?
Hmm?
Do they all come from the same place? Could you
Yes,
direct us where they
from
come
above.
from?
From above. She'll point directly in the sky. It appears to be from the angle that she's pointing from. It seems to be just up in the sky, and she was like, every time that they have come, they have descended directly above. They have descended from the sky directly above the temple.
You think
It is obvious that they come from beyond the barrier. This is the first you've heard of a barrier.
Well,
This is the first time you've heard anyone mention a barrier.
I assume the barrier is what we got sucked through to get here.
It was like normally normally the barrier protects us. Protects us from all threats. What is it like where you come from?
So let me get this straight. We ran into a co-ed Paradise Island. Is that what this is? Or do the women just look like men too?
You are still in, you are still in Sinnoh, and it is just this area that you walked into is most of you will get this because of comics. You are in a place that simultaneously shares its space with a space that you have walked into. This town used to exist at some point in history in this spot in Sinnoh, but is currently time displaced. And
Seriously, time displaced. If that, based on that kid's aging.
Yeah, this town still exists. I'm like, nothing is different about this area. It is still Sinnoh, but it is time displaced. So sometimes things that travel from the sounds of it, sometimes things that travel here wind up here, and sometimes things that existed at different points in time have found their way here.
So it's where your socks go.
It's where the socks in the dryer.
Yeah, hence the reason why the store seems to have food and potions and items from different points in time.
Upside, this means we might be able to get lead on character plot stuff. Given the displaced nature of this village, have any of you heard of Aura?
Do you mean like the Pokemon like Aura?
Yeah, the thing that lets me understand what Pokemon are saying and lets her shoot laser beams out of her hands.
I'm gonna say they're gonna. She's gonna look over. She's gonna look over at him. She's like, well, she's like, I not fully sure. She's gonna be like,
oh, come on.
and then she's gonna slam her fist into her palm, and she was like, oh, oh, what the it was like, oh, what the it was like, so what the it was like, so what the it was like, I believe it's what she's gonna point down at John, and she was like, she was like, what you mean, what this little one can do?
I am not little.
No. I mean, well, he can do it too, but so can I.
She was like, she was like, you possess the ability as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got all the physical powers. I got all the mental ones.
I want to say
And
she's
nobody
like,
knows what the hell they are where we come from. But since y'all are temporarily displaced and everything, I figured somebody here might have heard of it.
It was like if anyone knows anyone knows anything, it is probably it was like it's probably the protector. She will she'll look up at the top of the temple, and she'll be like, excuse me, my lord. You will see him look down towards you. It's almost like you can, almost similar to Sauron. You can almost like feel where his eyes are looking, as you can feel his gaze fall on you guys. It was like we have a it was like the it was like the it was like this new this latest group of saviors has a question for you.
Finally, some answers.
Yeah, you can learn new kung
He
fu.
will he will jump down from the top of the building and will land next. Will land next to you guys. Even for Lucario, and even for what you would determine to be a Mega Lucario, this Pokemon seems to be standing at roughly what you would gauge somewhere between 10 to 12 feet.
That's huge.
For a Lucario? How?
10 to 12 feet.
That's huge for most Pokemon.
I'm gonna say, considering that Lucario is only made about like 5.5 feet tall. Yeah. I'm gonna say most Pokemon max out. I'm gonna say most Pokemon max out somewhere between, even the tallest, like 6 or 7 feet.
Someone was taking their vitamins. All them proteins and carbons and.
I'll say he will look towards you. He'll look towards you. He's like, he speaks, but I must say he speaks, but telepathically.
You see, this is how it's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's not as cool.
There is not enough budget for my mouth to move.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it looks cooler if I don't.
Not really, but I mean, teach his own.
What questions do you have, saviors?
We wish to know about the power that is called Aura. We have it, and nobody from our time period has any idea what it is. So, like, I can speak to the spirit of Pokemon, and she can shoot laser beams.
All the laser beams.
I'll say he will.
And there was that one time she turned blonde for a second, but we don't talk about that.
He will look at you, and he'll look at you and look at her, and he'll look at you and look at her. He's like, so you are able to read soul.
Is that what we're calling it here?
Is that? I mean, yeah, I suppose if that's what he wants to call it,
Damn it, Brian. Soul blend.
I hate this.
He'll look at you. He was like you. You asked me a question in regards to something that you do not know, and then you question me on the name of it when I tell you it is something different.
Our
Only because we have not heard it called that before. So I was like, okay, is
Yeah.
that what, it's like, again, what we're called from, it's called this. So we were confirmed, it was like, okay, so that's what you were calling it here.
It is new to us.
I say he'll smile. He will smile. He was like you are indeed gifted, and he was like, and considering where you come from, considering where you come from, the people do not know. He's like, considering where you come from, that the people do not know what to call it. Is disheartening that this ability has been lost throughout time to people. It is, I'll say, he'll shake his head. It is, he was like, it is painful to know that humans and Pokemon have become so disconnected.
Yeah, because they sure enough don't talk.
I'll say he's gonna be like, what?
Yeah, they don't speak basic anymore. They just do that thing they do when they're talking to each other, and they just use their names.
Pika, Bulbasaur, stuff like that.
What did you say to me?
What'd you just say about my parents?
Say that one mo again.
One more again.
Say it again. Say Pika again. How devil dare you, you mother Bulba. You Bulbasaur.
I was like, he was everyone, or at least they used to. I'm unsure. He was like, I'm unsure now. But he will look around. He'll look at you two. He was like, well, it is obvious with you two. He'll look at Lattice and Sid, and he'll look them up and down. He was like, well, all of you seem to still all of you still seem to possess soul stems. That is good. He was like some of you seem more adept with it than others. I'll say one of the things that you notice, you can, I'll say, Ronnie, you can just kind of ambiently like see people's aura, or do you have to look for it?
I think she has to turn it on.
I think I have to turn.
You have to turn it on, or can you just see it?
Aura reader. Those trainers can read living auras or other living beings. And of course, we didn't copy it to our sheet, so I have to actually go get the book.
All the science. Wipe out as many rebel scum as you. I hate that word. It's all David's fault.
Well, no. Is it worse than monkey?
Yes, I hate the phrase rebel scum. Thank you.
Yeah, she has to use a swift action and 2 AP, so yeah, she has to actually turn it on.
Okay. So this is nothing that she would have seen. Okay.
I said she can see it, but she has to turn on the ability to see it. It's not on by default.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be nice if it was.
All right.
Science.
I'm gonna say he will look at you, and I say he will look at you and tell you two are the only member of this group of saviors who have a soul stem anywhere near comparable to anyone in this village.
Yes, we have great spiritual pressure.
I was gonna say explain that, but okay.
If you have not noticed, the people who live here live in absolute harmony. With the Pokemon.
Is that what we're missing?
He was like the bond of humans and Pokemon here has been preserved. He was like they must say they have not I must say they have not lost I must say they have not lost they have not lost the way of interacting with nature as he'll kind of look a little upset at this. The way I must say the way that humanity has obviously lost their touch in the time that you come from.
I hear what you're saying.
It is good. Must say it is good to see that the two of you that the two of you still manage to hold on to this power. It gives me great hope.
Yeah, I don't know how I got this ability or soul, whatever you called it.
Soul stem.
Yeah, it just kind of is.
It is the power. It is simply the power of the soul. It is the ability. It is the ability of. It is the ability of the essence of who you are to be able to reach out to all creatures around you. And you possess. You possess this ability.
Well, thank you.
I must say, as does your friend. I must say, are you? I must say, you are. Must say, you are able to. Must say, you are able to reach out to Pokemon. Are you able to? Must say, are you able to actually go out? Are you able to actually communicate with other humans?
Yes.
Yeah, we talk to people.
No, can you bond with them?
I can speak to their minds, their hearts. I'm not really sure what I'm connecting to, but I can use nonverbal communication. I can
What
only
do you mean?
I can only
bond
channel Pokemon, but I can communicate with others.
No, it was like it was like so you it was like so you can channel Pokemon. Can you channel other humans?
No.
So
Is
you
that
have
a thing?
Not according to the book, but
A lot of these is referring to telepathy.
It was like on a base level all of us are connected. It was like we are all alive and we are all a part of we are all part of life. Therefore, if all life is connected, then you should be able to then you should is like the power of the soul is the ability to be able to find the thread that connects us all. And it is through that thread that we can communicate and grow closer to one another. With training, I'm certain that you can. With training, I'm certain that you may be able to enhance your ability.
I'm sorry. I just thought. Can this power be learned? Or not by a child?
Not from a human.
You can... I do love that concern pick. That was fucking amazing.
Oh, thank you. I can't take credit. I just remember seeing it from 40K stuff, and it's like, oh, they have a modern version. Okay.
How many of your kind exist on the other side?
Like people or people who can do what we do?
Those like you who have not lost the gift.
Well, I only know of one other than, not counting her. I don't know about you.
Yep, the same. I just know one other person that she was an old lady.
I was like, because most of what you learned from John, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's gonna have this look on his face. He was like your world must have plunged into such darkness.
Well, there was the toilet paper wars that took place.
And then the corporation wars.
And then there's some war that Sarge and my dad used to talk about, but They never detailed what wars
The Great
it
Pokemon
was.
War.
Yeah, I might say, he's gonna be like, wait, fighting? Why are you fighting on the outside? What sort of conflict can you possibly have if everyone is at peace?
Well, I don't know. It was incredibly vague.
Yeah, again, we have no clue what type of war took place.
Nobody
It was
talked
kind of
about
like it's kind of like that one, that movie where there were the planet wars, and they were talking about something called the Synthesis Wars. Like it was a throwback line, and nobody knew what the hell they were talking about.
Wait, he's gonna be like, wait. So you mean to? It was like, so you mean to tell me that I must say that the humans took up arms against one another and fought?
I don't know what happened.
At some point in the past, that's what the people have made it sound like anyway. They're not doing it currently that we're aware of.
Oh no, there's the secret wars.
I must say, he looks he's looking more and more, lack of a better term, distressed about this. He was like your world must lay in ruins now.
Nope. Beautiful trees, gardens, peaceful ocean breezes.
You cannot communicate. He was like, you cannot communicate amongst one another. How beautiful can it possibly be?
No, we can't communicate with the Pokemon. The Pokemon can communicate with each other, and the people can communicate with each other, and they can do this over great distances via something called a telephone. And
on top of that, if you know your Pokemon well enough, even though they're not speaking the language that you speak, you can kind of understand what they're saying.
Yeah, you learn what your Pokemon is feeling and stuff by, as with anyone else, by hanging out with them for an extended period and learning their body language and stuff.
Yeah, bonding with them on an emotional level.
I'm gonna say he's gonna look at you. He's like, you can't. He was like you've lost the ability to be able to bond instantly.
Instantly.
Well, I mean, I can do it, but
no,
I got the brain power thing. Like, yeah,
he's gonna be like. He's gonna look. He's like no. I mean the ability to be able to tap into tap into another creature's subconscious and to be able to speak to them, to be able to know everything about them, and to grow instantly close to them.
Yeah, no.
That feels like an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, you gotta have consent.
We don't do that here.
If they say no, you back away.
That's considered a violation now.
I'm gonna say he'll look a little confused. He's like so you have devices. So you have devices to know how to talk to each other, since you have lost the ability to be able to speak over continents to one another.
Yeah.
He'll look over. He's gonna look over at Juria, and he's gonna is that what those devices that you? He was like, is that what those little metallic devices that you carry around? And he was like, yeah, it's called He was like, yeah, they're called. He was like, yeah, these Pokedex. Yeah, she was like, yeah, it was like, I've been told that they can be used as, and she's gonna look over at the other guy, and he's like, yeah, they're called telephones.
See,
yeah,
told you.
Like telephones, and she's like, yes, telephones. He was like, where they come from, they use them to be able to talk over great distances.
Yeah, sometimes we can also see the people on the other side too, talking to them. It's pretty cool.
I'll say he's going to look. He was like yeah. He was like if your world works for you, then it was like, if your world works for you, then so be it. He was like, I will admit, that I feel a great, that I do feel a great sorrow for you. He's like, I do feel a great sorrow for your people. He was like there must be very, he was like, there must be a great many lonely people in your time.
Well, at one point I used to think my dad was lonely, but I learned the hard way that that was not the case.
That's because your dad discovered Tinder.
He's not wrong.
He was like so it was like so much technology and yet so much distance. He was very well. He was like there. He was like obviously the rough and cruel lives that you have led have obviously made you strong enough to be able to aid us. We live here in peace, and the majority of people here do not know conflict, and therefore that is and I believe that is the reason why Dialga sends us saviors on occasion in order to fight back the calamities.
Sure, let's go with that.
You ever consider just, training a few people to help fight back the calamity yourselves?
Yeah, instead of outsourcing it a lot.
I say he'll look at you guys. He was like obviously knowing of war has divided all of you, divided your people to where the ability to be able to get where the ability to connect with nature and Pokemon has been incredibly stunted by this violence and conflict that you experience. He was like, I would rather that not happen. He was like, as much as I do not. He was like, I have thought of the idea of training these people. Of helping to train these people on how to fight and teaching these Pokemon how to fight. But they live in peace. But they live in peace and harmony here.
Oh yeah,
and
I don't know how it works for you guys, but for us anyway, our bond with our Pokemon gets a lot stronger if we fight together with them than.
Yeah.
Hell, in many cases, Pokemon don't even aren't even able to evolve unless they find the right partner to train with and fight with.
He's going to look. He was like, your Pokemon evolved through fighting.
Some, a lot of them do, not all of them. I mean, the ones in the wild, we don't know how some of them evolved because nobody's around to see it. They're just out there minding their own business, but. My Vespiquen didn't evolve through fighting. She just evolved through, stuff.
Shit,
some of them just evolve due to love and devotion.
Yeah, it's like sometimes they just want to get stronger for their, partner and just, randomly get good. Well, not get good, but you know what I mean. They're good. They get bigger.
No, that's the good. No, that's the term. Get good.
He was I'll say he'll look. He was like that. He was like, that seems to be. He was like, evolving through friendship and love seems to be more. I'll say evolving through love and friendship and connection seems to be more apt. He was like, I do not approve of the concept of Pokemon growing stronger through violence and conflict.
Like I said, don't know how they do it. They just accrue enough experience points and then boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, approval or not, it happens, mate.
I'll say this. Yeah. He was like he was like you are he was like you are telling me it was like you are he was like you are telling me a great many things. He was, he was like he was like you already speak more than the last savior.
Should we not speak at all?
He was like no, the fact that you have even spoken at all is already saying that you have spoken more than the last savior. He came and he was here for 3 weeks and never spoke a word. He was I say he was I say he was a strange young man. But I could not deny the power that he I could not deny the power and the power that he wielded.
Fair.
I must say you I will admit your group seems more, it'll look you up and down, practical.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't know. I feel a little insulted by that, but that's just me.
I'll say he'll look over at Sid. He was like especially you. He was like especially you. He was like he was like you have no he was like you have no Pokemon and no bond with any.
Nope. I've never really gone like, yeah, my family has and everybody else has kind of gone along with Pokemon. Me, I never really had it, I guess.
I don't know about lack of bond. You're being stalked by a Heracross.
And I don't know why. I arm wrestled with him and that's it.
He was like,
and then he
was
just
like,
followed me.
So, I say he's going to look at you and he's going to look at the Heracross and do you disapprove of its company?
Not really one way or another. It's more of just concern. It's not. I'm just not used to it, and I don't really get it.
He's going to look at the Heracross, and I say he's going to look at the Heracross. He was like, why do you follow he was like, why do you follow this young man on his journey? Heracross will look over at you. Will look over at you. I'll say he'll look over at you, Sid, and he'll be like, Heracross, cross, Heracross. Lucario is going to look over at him with a quirked eyebrow, and he's going to look over at him with a quirked eyebrow. He was like, why is he not talking?
We told you they can't talk.
That's how they talk. That's how Pokemon talk in our world.
He's going to look at that he's going to look at that Pokemon, kind of have this this bit of a look on his face and like one second.
Should we start singing playing that old song, "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend"? Because of how sad this is, or something like that. I don't
know. He will place his hand on. He will place his paw on Heracross's head. You will see this red energy kind of flow out of him into Heracross.
No.
And then you will see this kind of reddish aura surround Heracross. And he was like now speak your truth. He was like, speak your truth, young one. Heracross is going to he was like, I was speaking my. You're gonna see this look. He's like, wait. He's gonna look over at you, Sid. He's like, dude, I can talk.
See, I told you it was cool, not weird.
Just because it isn't weird for you doesn't mean it's weird for me.
He was like, dude, I can talk. He's gonna like, he's gonna like excitedly like shove you, Sid. Kind of like he's like kind of give you one of those bro shoves. He's like, dude, oh my god, I can talk. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. And I'm very confused.
Don't be. I'm confused too, man. Oh my god, I can talk. This is so great. I felt that our friendship was like totally one-sided. Where I'm gonna say where you were all talking. You were talking to me. He was like, you know what, man, you're strong, and why are you following me? And I'm like, dude, I'm following you because like you're cool as fuck and you're strong as hell. This is like great. But I'm pretty sure all you heard was Heracross something or other because you don't deal with Pokemon. But
Yeah.
I know, but now you can understand me, and it's great, and it's so amazing, and you can understand me. Heracross. Oh no, what's happening? Is it Heracross?
No.
No. Heracross, and you can see him like he just starts like flailing his arms around angrily.
Sid will pat him on the shoulder and just be like, that's all I really need to hear. Yeah. He'll pat him on the shoulder and be like, you know what? That's all I basically needed to hear. Thanks, mate.
The red aura fades away around Heracross. He looks a little sad. You will see like the anime stream of tears like running down his face momentarily.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say Lucario will say it appears that the long-term damage to the soul stem from the people in your age requires significant mending in order for that to stick.
So you keep talking about these soul stems and all that.
Yes.
What exactly are those?
Do you know who you are?
Do you mean profession, personality, or do you mean in more like occult kind of ways? Your
personality, who you are, what you care about, your life experiences, everything that makes you who you are.
Yeah.
That is your soul stem. Your life force, your essence, everything that's who you are. As these two can see, particularly this one, he'll point over to Ronnie. She has the ability to. Her ability allows her to be able to tell things about you. Tell about your mood, and about your personality simply by looking at your soul stem. That is the aura and the radiance that she can read off of people. And once she becomes better trained at it, she'll be able to see it all the time.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That is pretty cool.
Good on you, Ronnie. How'd you get that?
I don't know. I was born like this.
Oh, cool.
He'll say obviously her power is rather stunted. Seeing as how she has to activate it. But I'm pretty sure with some training she can sidestep that defect. And he'll look over at Jay. I'm not exactly certain whether you wish to increase your ability to be able to communicate and bond with Pokemon.
That is my goal, yeah, is to understand the power I've got and improve it so I can communicate with Pokemon and be a bridge.
Hmm. Would you? I must say. I'm a little. It was like I'm a little confused. I must say, you seem to like the way that the world is that you have it currently. How do you feel? I must say, how do you feel about possibly learning to restore the ability for humans and Pokemon to be able to know each other on a deeper connected level? Or do you feel that you would wish to go through strife and turmoil in order to be able to build the bond that you could just naturally that all creatures should naturally have?
From what I have seen in our world thus far, both the people and the Pokemon seem to be okay with the current arrangement. Nobody is fighting that doesn't want to. Any of the fights that are almost all of the fights that are happening are purely for sport and the betterment of oneself. They're not actually meant to do any real harm. And so, if that's the way people want it, then that's the way I think it should stay. I'm just here to help communicate between man and Pokemon in the event of any kind of dispute arises. Hell, sometimes disputes arise between Pokemon and they need someone to communicate and mediate. Like when I got my Vespiquen, it was a dispute between her hive and a group of other Pokemon that had run them out of their nest.
Oh yeah, that was. Ugh.
He'll look. He was like, wait. So why? He was like, so wild Pokemon. He was like, so wild Pokemon drove them out of their home.
Well, that's what they claimed, and it was a side effect of what was actually going on, where people were up there in their home looking for something, and had caused enough of a disturbance that other wild Pokemon had been driven out of their home, and in turn they drove the Pokemon that we were dealing with out of their home. It was a chain reaction type thing.
Yeah, and Jay, didn't you say there was something like wrong with the Pokemon or something like that?
Yeah, somebody had messed with them. They weren't in control of their faculties.
Must say he'll frown. He will frown. He was like I've heard tales of the from some of the newest members of this village that I've heard tales from some of the newest members of this town where they had spoken of tales and word of mouth of Pokemon that had been Pokemon that in the past have been had been corrupted by evil humans seeking to exploit them for their power and use their sciences and their technologies in order to twist their minds to do terrible things. Is this true?
You ran into Team Rocket too.
What is a Team Rocket?
It's an organization.
I believe. Aren't they like kinda? They're very self-interested, if that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, that is actually a very polite way of putting it. Yes.
They're greedy and they use Pokemon to use their ends. Sometimes they steal Pokemon, from what I understand, from their owner, from their trainers, and they do other stuff. I don't know. I've only heard so much. I'm just now traveling.
From what I remember, aside from our rather recent encounter,
what am I doing?
I don't believe that was the case, except for a while. Now, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, but you mentioned in this slightly later part of history, Team Rocket had kind of went under a bit of a reform.
Yeah, Team Rocket had essentially been Team Rocket had been defeated. I'll say Team Rocket had essentially been defeated and crushed, and now they kind of have they've been under they've kind of been under reform, and they're now not so much a philanthropic group, but um, they've kind of I'll say pretty much been taken over, and the person in charge, I'll say the group of people in charge of it have been doing things in order to try and right the wrongs. I'll say right the wrongs of Giovanni.
Huh. What about like Team Aqua and
essentially,
all that? Oh, just kidding.
all of them have effectively been dispersed and disbanded.
Oh, okay. What about Team Skull? Are they disbanded? Our favorite miscreants.
You guys, I'll say, you guys have essentially enjoyed, lack of a better term, an era of peace for like the past 10 years. There hasn't really been any team anything going on up until recently.
No, Team Skull, no. I'm kidding. Sorry, continue with that. Sorry.
You haven't had any team anything disturbances in quite a while. Up until like the past year, have you guys been hearing reports of people committing crimes with Pokemon?
Bless you.
Well, people committing like organized crime levels of stuff with Pokemon anyway. I mean, you still have people like committing crimes, but these actually seem like organized things, like robberies and like muggings and stuff like that. But okay, he will say if you, he was like if you are will he was like if you are willing to if you are willing to train, he's like if you are willing to train and to train hard, he's like I'm willing to help you attempt to improve your powers and your abilities.
I think you two should take it if you don't mind my opinion. It looks like he is, well, a bit different, at least very knowledgeable.
It's not like we got anything else to do until, the little Martians arrive.
Yeah.
I do not know how long it will be before they arrive. If I am to go by the timetable given from the arrival of the last savior until they arrived, I would say that they could be here anytime between. They could be here anytime between 2 weeks from now or 10 minutes ago.
I was really expecting from how long I've calculated how long it would take, and it would take right now.
Usually we can. Everyone. You will know when they're on the way. When everyone here feels the disturbance. Even at your level, you should be able to feel the disturbance here. But until that time arises, I will happily train you two, and I will happily train you two in the way of he'll look at you, aura.
No. How you were saying it, soul stem, sounded pretty cool.
Soul Stone.
He was like, is that the way that you wish to address it? It is, he'll smirk. He was like, it is the phrase of old timers.
Oh, well, I mean, I know you're like ancient and all, but yeah, it sounds so much cooler than Aura.
He'll smile. He'll smile. He's like, I liked you, young one.
Oh, thank you.
He was like, I like you, young one. And he'll look over at Jay. He was like, and I respect you, young one.
I'll take it.
Mhm.
He was like, you seem to wish to try to bridge the gap between my time and yours. I'm certain that there are highlights. I'm certain that there are highlights and upsides to the type of life that you all live, whether I can see it or not.
Yeah, well, I mean,
These are your experiences, not mine. And I will admit that I've only lived a life surrounded by what I know. But if your lifestyle works, but if the way that you all live in the outside works for you, and the way that we all live works for us, then there's no reason why a mixture of the two of them may be able to work in some way.
Yay! Synthesis. Sounds fun.
I will say we are a bit too accustomed to our ways, and the people and I have serious doubts that the people of your time will be willing to accept a merger of both cultures wholesale. So let it be you who is the bridge. Who is the bridge to between Pokemon and human, and maybe one day humans will be able to communicate with Pokemon as it was meant to be. Because I can only imagine how annoying it must be. If the way that he'll smirk. He was like, imagine how annoying it must be if you were speaking to your Pokemon and the only thing you were saying was J, 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 J.
actually, I think I would find that a little bit adorable.
Jay?
Sid? Sid. City Sid. Sid Edo.
My name already sounds
name's
like
a bit too
Pokemon
long.
name, so I think I'm good.
Oh, come on.
Saying his whole name would be so fucking long for a Pokemon.
just let.
It's like Lattice Boros the Knife. Lattice Boros the Knife. Oh god.
Lattice the Arborius the Knife.
It's like, what the fuck is he saying? Are you guys? Must say. He will look over at Lattice and he'll look over at Lattice and Sid. He was like, while these two are training their minds, he'll look at you too. He was like, how's about while they are training their minds that we strengthen your bodies.
Ooh, I like this montage time.
Mm-hmm. Though I will admit, I probably do want to do a little bit of crafting to make some stuff when I have time.
Lattice will nod. Sorry, Lattice Oberst the Ninth will nod.
Oh my god!
I'll say,
why?
I'm gonna say he will I'll say he will look at you guys. He was like, well then, he was like, I will set you two up. He was like, I will set the two of you up in the temple. He was like, I will set the two of you up in the temple to begin your training. And he'll look at Lattice, and he'll be like, whenever you are ready, I'm ready. He was like, whenever you are ready, I'm ready to combat you.
Oh. I was about to say, are we about to be put into the parabolic time chamber? Time temple?
Sleepy time too.
I'm about to say, Lucario was basically going to challenge you guys to one-on-one combat. Like, it was like one-on-one combat or two-on-one combat. He's like, you fight me as much as you need
You
to.
put some sugar in it? Oh, we don't have any sugar.
It's like, fight me as much as you need to and see how this goes.
Is that for just
Well,
the two of them?
honey somewhere in my
or is
room.
that supposed to how we get good too?
I mean, I'm gonna say,
Need something.
it depends on. I'm gonna say, it depends on what you do. If you want, I'm gonna say, if you want to engage, I'm gonna say, if you want to work on your channeler or aura abilities, you will do the training that essentially involves like the Piccolo thing, where you just sit there and meditate, and once you're done doing that, the way
What
that
about
he tells
dinosaurs?
you will come out differently. For their training, it is essentially getting shit mixed by Lucario, and you'll come out stronger for it.
Okay.
So it's all up to you. Do you want Lucario punching the shit out of you with Aura Sphere for a few days, and somehow you get stronger because of it? Or do you want to sit there, Piccolo, meditate, and hover while everybody else is learning Spirit Bomb, and then you just suddenly am like 2 levels ahead of them?
Well, Jay's not much of a direct fighter, so he'll probably opt for the meditation route. So he'll fight if he has to, but that's not his go-to.
I will meditate as well.
Okay.
I will fight.
Okay.
Sid will meditate. Oh, get me in the fight.
Okay. Cool. All right then. The bonuses that you get from you guys are doing this meditation. For Sid, and for
Lattice.
for Sid and for Ronnie. He will place you on 2 mats.
Wait, I'm not
Ronnie's
fighting.
meditating.
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
You said Sid and Ronnie.
I'm sorry, for Jay and Ronnie.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, hold on.
Sorry, you will go inside the temple, and two people dressed in robes will come out, and they will place 2 tatami looking mats down. He will ask you to sit on them. He will ask you to get comfortable to sit on them, obviously expecting you to sit cross-legged.
Obviously.
Yeah. And when you sit down, he will place his palm on your foreheads.
No.
And you will, feel, Ronnie, you will feel your aura momentarily merging with his.
I will reach deep inside you and pour the spiritual energy out from inside you.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Momentarily you will feel like the aura merging with you. Did you? I know Tristan has. Have you ever watched Yu Yu Hakusho, Sierra?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember? Do you remember when Genkai? Do you remember when Genkai basically put part of her soul inside of Yusuke in the cave?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially what you two are going through right now.
They're making a live-action version.
Cool. Does that mean I learn shotgun when we're done here?
I think Netflix is the one making the live-action version. So.
I'm going to need I'm gonna say you can. I'm gonna say you can either roll. I'm gonna say you can either roll strength, or I'm gonna say you can either roll strength or focus checks.
What the hell
And
is
I
strength?
well, sorry, athleticism. I'm gonna say either athleticism or focus checks.
Just point of order. Focus is usually used for the psychic stuff. Intuition is the one used for aura. Based on the classes
Okay,
anyway.
intuition. Okay. See. Okay. Focus. I must say. You must say any of those three then, because I was trying to think of three stats to
Okay.
try and use.
I
I must say. You can. Must say you can use any of those three stats. You can use intuition, focus, or athletics in order to. Must say. Athletics to basically just will your body to deal with this pain, or intuition to try to control it mentally, or or focus to basically try to ignore it while it essentially settles into you.
Oh, well, damn.
Well, in that case, I'm going to go with intuition so I can use my skill stunt intuition aura.
There we go. I must say, for Lattice and Sid, I must say for Lattice and Sid, I need five. Combat rolls.
Cool.
Yes. Just to make sure, we are level 4.
Yes, we are still level 4.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Just making sure.
I need 5 combat rolls.
Gotcha.
Okay. Obviously, the training paid off for Lattice, as by the end of this, I'll say at first Lattice was doing very well, and then around round 2, around day 2, Lattice was starting to get his ass beat. Day 3, he was really getting his ass beat. By day 4, he finally got used to it. By day 5, he mastered it.
Freaking on King Kai's planet over here.
Meanwhile, they're meditating, and it's like, don't you want to meditate for once? For a few minutes to regain my strength, but after that, give me that fight. Sid is proof of everything wrong with the world. Why? Well, he's just like that. He's just a weird little bugger.
No! Yeah, let's see how you like this one then, you stupid.
Jeez.
Oh, how many rolls am I supposed to make? Just the one?
There we go.
We need. I must say we need 5. I must say I need 5. So technically, I need 4 more from you and Tristan.
Four more?
1 more. Yeah, I need 1 more from you.
Oh,
There we go.
See a total of 5?
Looks like you were doing pretty strong at first, and you just start struggling towards the end.
yeah. It was a lot of work. Oh my God, what did I go back to look up? Remember.
Oh crap. Actually, I need to fix some of those. Because I forgot. I have a +2 to all combat rolls.
Oh shit, you do?
Yeah.
Nice.
Kind of curious. I thought your athletics was higher than your intuition.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, my athletics is a 3. My intuition is a 4.
Oh, well.
Yeah, use the second set. Sorry about that, Bran.
There you go, Brian. All 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I took that hobbyism thing. It was like, yeah, add that to combat and stealth, because that's what Sid is. He's either going to punch you in the face, in the front, or he's going to sneak up and hit you in the back with a bat.
How long does this take?
5 days.
Okay, so I need to do 5 harvest rolls.
Well, while you're doing this, you do not move.
Well, yes, I don't move, but my growers still grow things.
Okay, they grow without you doing anything?
Yeah, they just grow.
Okay. Yeah, because when you guys go into this meditative trance, by the time you wake up, you don't realize that it's been 5 days.
That's a lot of fruit.
I know, right?
All right. As far as Sid and as far as Sid and Lattice go, you guys have been fighting for 5 days nonstop.
Oh, we don't even get breaks?
You don't even realize that you haven't taken a break.
Oh. Okay.
And I'll say, initially you start to get tired fighting him, but the more you fight, the more of a desire you have to engage in combat.
Yes.
Something about this fighting seems to drive you to want to fight more. By the time this ends, though, you are exhausted.
I can't feel my legs or my arms.
I like how all these apricot berry rolls have essentially pushed all the stuff from the previous chat out of the box, and I would actually have to go back and check the log in order to see it.
I'm sorry.
It's cool. Thankfully, I already looked at everything. Like, apparently that took up so much space that it shoved out David's rolls from David's roll that he just made like 5 minutes ago.
Oh no!
I'll say, thankfully I already know what David rolls, so he's good. Okay. Technically, the only person who suffers any sort of adverse effects is Ronnie.
Ah, yay! I knew it would be me.
Well, it's not
Lucky.
bad. It's not excessively bad. Negative effects. I mean, technically it is, but it's none that she can't deal with.
It's not bad negative effects, but technically it is. Yeah, all I heard was, it's bad negative effects.
Okay. Okay. Okay, you're. I'm about to say, for the rest. I'm about to say for the upcoming. For the upcoming battle. I'm about to say for the upcoming battle. Your attack, special attack, and speed are dropped 1 combat stage.
Ooh.
My what?
Your attack, special attack, and speed are at -1 combat stages.
Oh, so I'm just not gonna fight.
Oof.
Your defense stays the way it is. It is essentially you are so mentally exhausted and taxed that you are. I'm gonna say you're a little sluggish right now.
I think I can do
For
something for that.
how
Just give me a minute.
long?
Huh?
For how long?
And when next you engage in combat, i.e., when the calamity strikes.
Like I said,
Oh, no. We're gonna have combat
Just give me a
before
minute.
then.
Huh?
We're definitely gonna fight before then.
It's
That's
like,
cool.
It's like
It's fun. I'm about to say that is not me saying, oh yeah, once you fight, it's over. This is you were asking for how long. I was like, essentially, when the calamity is about to happen after you guys finish this.
Oh.
That's not like, oh yeah, you have this until you fight again. No, this is like, no, the fight's going to
Happen. So
yeah.
negative defense, right?
-1 combat stage defense.
defense is fine.
I'm gonna say defenses are fine. So special attack, regular attack, and speed are at -1 combat stages.
Special attack, regular attack,
And speed.
speed.
I'm gonna say if someone has anything that can raise your, I'm gonna say if someone has something in combat that can raise your combat,
Or can I just take a
your combat
potion
stages?
outside of combat?
Potions don't
Are
normally
there any
affect
potions
your combat stages.
Yeah.
Mmm.
But if you can break down and dance, or if you know someone who can sing a song, then you can get your combat stages up.
This lattice does not yet have acupressure.
Hmm.
The benefits that you get though, Jay, your telepath skill.
There's no telepath skill, but okay.
Well, I mean your ability, you know.
The one you use to do the thing.
I'm about to say your telepath ability no longer costs AP.
Okay.
I'm gonna say your channeler feature. Your DC is no longer 15; it is 5.
So they can't resist at all, basically. Got it.
Nice.
I'm about to say your stratagem of spirit boost. Instead of 2 AP, costs 1 AP. And for that they gain. For the things that they gain for your intuition rank, they gain your intuition rank +1.
I don't think they gain anything for my intuition rank.
Yeah, they do. It says that the target gains bonus damage when using physical attacks equal to your intuition rank, depending on.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's your intuition rank, and add. I'm not saying it's +1. I'll say anything that grants you a bonus from your intuition rank involving channeler. It is intuition rank +1.
Does that include range?
Yes.
Okay.
For Ronnie.
Oh, what? Something good happens finally?
Yes, something good does happen.
All the bad.
Believe it.
I'm gonna say, for you, any Pokemon. Do you have your sheet open that you can? Do you have your sheet open where you can add this, or?
Where would is it an item thing?
It's going to be an ability. You have gained an ability.
Where would I put that at?
Down at the bottom should be
I
next
see
to
it.
feature. Yeah.
It says abilities. I don't.
Okay. It is an ability. You are going. I'm gonna say for the name.
Oh, I have no clue what any of this stuff is. Okay, go on. I'm just gonna put it in the chat box for now. Go on.
Okay. The ability's name is going to be Soul Merge.
Okay.
Frequency is static. The target is any Pokemon you have captured.
Okay.
Any Pokemon that you catch that becomes your Pokemon, its friendship level is automatically increased 1.
Oh, so you get +2 friendship because of the balls I give you.
Okay.
Your aura reader. You instead of being able to convey 2 pieces of information, you also get to pick up a third piece of information. If you are in combat, you get to use aura reader as a free action. And using such allows you to know what the next move they're going to use in the next round is.
And third. And combat. I know their next move.
Yes, you will know their next move. Also, you can if you are speaking, if you are also if you are as far as aura reader, if you are speaking to a Pokemon, if you are speaking to a Pokemon, you can add half of your dice rounded up in intuition to a charm roll.
Add half my dice to intuition.
Since you have the ability to connect to them on a deep spiritual level, it is easier for you to talk to them, i.e. talk sense into them, or to convince them of something.
Fair enough.
Okay. For you two, those 2 things seem good. I mean, to those things that you've gotten seem good.
Yeah.
Okay. For the 2 people who basically spent this time getting their asses kicked.
Yo!
All right. You guys. And I'll say you guys get something very simple.
A level up?
I'll say,
Are we now considered Saiyan? Are we now
I'll say-
considered Saiyans, and whenever we get defeated, we get stronger?
your combat, your combat. Raise your combat modifier, but by a flat +3.
Oh, nice.
When you say modifier,
You
do
gain
you
a
mean
+3
like
accurate. That where it says accuracy bonus. Raise that to 3.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the combat skill.
No. I mean the skill. The
Oh,
skill.
never mind.
Where it says combat, where it says whatever your combat skill is, there should be a box right next to it that probably says 0. Turn that to 3.
If they already have a bonus, does that allow them to exceed the 3 cap? Because the game says you can't exceed 3.
Yes.
Okay.
You automatically, you can do one of 2 things. You can do one of 2 things. You can either roll that up into another die, or you can exceed the cap.
ooh? Because I already have 2 in the other modifiers.
I'm about to say you can follow the D6 thing where you can basically take 1 point roll it up into an extra die, and then like take those other 2 that are left and turn it into that. So say you had like 4D plus 2, you can turn that into 5D plus 2 instead, or you can keep it at 4D plus 5. So 5D plus 2 or 4D plus 5.
In the system, having skill minimums seem pretty good.
You know what? I'm gonna do the combat 5 because I know that also does my No, I'm gonna go with just being really good at combat. 4d6 plus 5.
Nice.
Okay. Okay.
Just showing that Sid is really good at combat.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say also as well. Raise your base stat HP by 1.
Okay, base. So like base stat you said.
Yeah.
Base stat HP.
Base stat HP plus 1.
Nice.
Also, in the grand finale, everyone gets a level.
Woo!
Yay!
Level 5, guys.
What?
Is that what? An edge or a feat?
That's a feature and a generic feature, which means if you have taken Hobbyist, that's a free level of Hobbyist.
Ah, sweet. I don't know what to use.
So you can raise one of your actual classes, and then you can, bump Hobbyist.
Sweet.
It's like Christmas! But attained through violence.
Oh, there's Pokemon.
Huh?
It's like, it's like Christmas, but attained through violence. It's like, well, there's Pokemon.
And he said that combat was bad.
Well, combat for the peace-loving people. Yes, he acknowledges that as the protector, he has to fight. Everyone he fights so that no one else has to. And you notice that the way you will notice that the way that he fought you never really actively hurt you. He ragged all the shit out of you guys, but you never actually sustained any legitimate damage. So, yeah. All right. So, for as far as you guys go, yeah. He will. He will. Once you guys are all done doing your meditation and your fighting and everything, there will be a feast that has been laid out for you guys.
And now we all have probably sand stomachs at this point for the moment.
It is essentially at this point that you realize that you have not eaten or done anything in the past 5 days. You guys are effectively like starving, so you can chow down on all of this free food that's been placed before you.
Yeah, most definitely.
Depending on the upbringing that you came from, you may or may not be used to all this food. The way that this food is cooked, it's all incredibly organic, fresh, like gorgeous looking food. Like it pretty much looks and smells like they plucked it out of the fields and made it completely and utterly fresh.
Look at me, Miss Mole here. No fair.
must say the herbs and the seasonings all taste fresh. Everything, I must say, everything just has a nice earthy, fresh taste to everything on it. So, what must say, while you guys are eating, doing your thing, talking and whatnot, as you are doing that, um, you will notice the servers and Lucario. You will notice like their face kind of change a bit. You'll see Lucario's ears perk up, and you'll notice that the servers, their eyes look up towards the ceiling of the temple. Um, I'll say it's a bit of a delayed reaction for Ronnie and Jay, but you sense a bit of a disturbance that you kind of realize that you wouldn't have been able to sense before. It's almost as if your senses are extending farther than what they were before your training.
They have the force flowing
Um,
through them.
Jay, I must say, Jay and Ronnie, you will feel. I must say, now that you actually have it, you can actively feel what seems to be the aura of Dialga being pulled apart, as if I must say you feel a small tear in it as it starts to be pulled apart, and you can feel several. You can feel several dozen presences coming through. Coming through this tear in the. Through this tear in the. This tear in the in the Dialga's aura. Do you guys stay inside the temple or do you head outside?
We head outside.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is what we were brought here for.
All right. Heading outside the temple, you look up and you see a swarm of these things. Descending. You see a swarm of those things descending from the sky. And right behind it, you will see one other Pokemon. Let's see if he actually loads up. Because I've been having a problem trying to load this bastard. Let's see. Are you gonna work? Or are you gonna be a dick? Alright, let's see. Come on. Work. Are we gonna be that guy? No, don't be that guy. Swear to God, if you upload as a broken form again, okay, there we go. I hate uploading pictures and then they show up as like that broken image thing. You will see this thing descend. You see dozens of those little aliens, and behind it, you will see this figure descending behind it above coming down over the the Scarlet Park.
Hey, I just
Oh,
fought
shit.
like 3 of them last month.
It will hold out. Its tendrils will merge together. The tendrils on the left side of its body will merge together and make what looks like a finger as it is pointing down towards the temple. and several, and all of these little aliens will start descending in a streamline towards the temple.
Wow.
I say, Curia will look up and she was like, and the calamity begins.
Guess it's
And with
showtime.
that, that is the end of it. Gives you guys 2 weeks to figure out what you want to take for your levels. And how you want to do this. You have abilities. You have the option. What you want to do. Do you want to try to fight? Do you want to try and talk this out?
Well, given this is the world of Pokemon, certainly Greg and I can lay some smackdown. I would think we should try diplomacy first.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm like,
yeah. Lattice and Sid could probably run interference, and maybe also Ronnie, but I feel like Ronnie and Jay probably are gonna be like, okay, why are you doing this? Because you keep coming back. Why?
That's more Jay's thing than Ronnie's.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, true. So Ronnie's probably also running interference, hypothetically, but that's if we wish to. Also, I don't know whether to go for the general feat or the
For you, you're
even
probably better
number.
off going with the stat bump.
Yeah, I'm like, oof. I'm looking at all that. I'm like, ooh.
Would we have use for baits or super baits?
Yeah.
I mean, do you really? You mean like right now or later?
In a general sense.
I mean, you can catch Pokemon here. I mean, if you put down a bait, I'm just gonna roll to see if it does.
Well,
anything.
I think he mean. Do you mean like in the campaign setting?
In the campaign.
Yeah, you can set. The idea is that this is kind of open world sandbox, and if there's, essentially like I figure out where you guys are, what sort of terrain that you're on, and then I just throw it into the random generator for Pokemon in that type of terrain that you're in, and based on the region that you're at, and just see what shows up. Bait.
Well, I was more asking because I was gonna use the feats for my to get some chef stuff, and depending on what I choose, one of the things I'd be able to make are baits, super baits, and vile bait.
Okay.
Which I was like, is that something we really need?
Depends on how many Pokemon you want to try and catch.
I suppose I could just make it and give it to people.
Yeah. You can make it and sell it and use that to make money for yourselves. Or if you just want to be one of those type of guys who just like, I'm going to catch everything. And then, we can always do that.
Well, I would. Well, the character wouldn't mind necessarily catching more things. The player knows, having had to juggle a lot of Pokemon, is it can be time-consuming to level up each and every Pokemon if you have a full team.
Yeah, like I said, it's up to you guys. I will give you as many sheets for as many Pokemon as you want to catch. I know that there's maybe like one of you who will probably want more than the Pokemon that's on your wish list.
Here we go, Sierra.
Don't look at me.
Sierra.
I know that.
Sierra, Jay can learn Press. You hit your Pokemon, they lose 1/6 of their max HP and are cured of sleep and raise 2 of their stats by +1 CS. That would solve it.
That solves it.
Get good!
Fixes
Wow.
me. Fixes me.
I'll say, sweet, I'll backhand you, you'll lose some of your health, and be like, yay, I'm back to normal. Then Deoxys hits you with psychic and you fall over the rest of the way.
Nope, I got it though. Hear me. I do.
I can heal her right back up. It's not...
Brian, you gave me blank sheets, but you never told me what levels they were. Like 1, right? They were all level 1s?
I thought I gave you, I thought I took pictures of them and sent them to you.
Nope.
I took screenshots, I know I did.
Yeah, you told me you did, and you said you'd send them to me later, and I never got them.
Okay, so it's still on my computer. Alright then. Yes, they all are level 1. Am I saying which case they're all level 1, and you can just use the stats for level 1 Pokemon of those Pokemon then. I say there's nothing special about them.
Yeah, one of them was blinded or something, right?
Yeah, he starts off blind. Starts off first round of combat blind.
Which one was that? Was that the Feroki or the Splenda?
Splenda.
Okay.
I say you got the SPCA discarded Pokemon.
I don't know. I wanted to. I had a lot of money.
Hmm?
I said I had a lot of money.
Yep, I do too. Which means whenever we have a time to rest, I am crafting so many stuff. Hypothetically. But yeah, this was very interesting. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Hold on.
But yes, you guys have options. When I say you guys have options, you can. I said you can just like straight up go into a brawl and just fight off the invaders and just like fuck you guys, go away, or you can, or like what Greg said, you can talk to them and see why they keep coming back here, or you can try and like talk for peace or see whatever you want to try to do. I'm not saying, but yeah, I'm like you can do any of these things that you like.
Okay.
But then, if that'll be all, I shall catch you all later.
I'll say, but yeah, feel free to.
You good? Brian? You muted yourself.
Oh, sorry. But yeah. Yeah. I'll say, any thoughts or issues or questions?
Yeah. Interesting world building.
I am concerned about Deoxys.
I'm not. I caught 3 of them. They're very easy. You can take them down with 5 people.
Well, yeah, if you're in Pokemon Go, but have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't seen any of the movies.
You have 4.
No. Sarah would make 5.
Assuming she doesn't have to work.
Well, the next. Oh, well, yeah. Well, she wouldn't have to work at Hertz because it's closed for the holiday.
And that's also assuming that you that's also assuming that all of you gang up on Deoxys and completely ignore like his minions.
Okay, guys. Here's a question. Personal combat ability, or the cash monies.
Monies. But
I
that's
would say
just me.
money, but we're not exactly hurting for cash, nor have we been hurting for cash.
Ah, that's true.
Yet.
And push comes to shove, we can just always beat up on the rocket grunts and take it.
And thanks to that 5-day time skip, we are not hurting for restoratives because, yeah, I just shit out a shit ton of those. I have all the berries
Can
for
I
shoving
have a
Greg's
green
face.
one? What's a green one?
Green Apricorn.
Oh.
Okay, so I have one vote for cash monies, one vote for don't really need cash monies. Greg and Brian, do you have an opinion?
I'm the GM. I can't say anything.
About what again?
Cash monies or personal combat skill?
Do as your heart desires. You must follow it.
I just chose
say-
money because it sometimes always benefits us, like in EOE when we decided to bet on Tristan's character and we all came away millionaires. I mean, I bet more, so I was a billionaire by like the second season, but you know, you guys tried.
But yeah, I think the thing probably Lattice seems to kind of enjoy combat, at least to a degree. So I would say maybe combat or something having to do with interacting with the world.
I was about to say something, but what was it? It was like, keep in mind that if you get rich and someone happens to beat you in a Pokemon battle, you lose half of it. It was like, I'm a millionaire. And all it takes is for one bug catcher to get lucky. Suddenly they walk away with like 2 million Pokebucks. It was like, they could just retire at the age of 12.
The cash money would actually come from his chef ability, which would, I mean, the side effect is cash money, but the primary effect is being able to beneficially buff all of our Pokemon. If they just take food.
I'm just waiting for you guys to run across just some asshole regular trainer, and roll 20 decides to be a dick on every single last one of your rolls, and they just nickel and dime you.
Well, you know what?
Because
But you know what?
You just beat him up. You just beat him up and take it back.
he does also enjoy cooking things.
Yeah, I would beat them up and take it back. Oh, I'm almost.
That's why I was like, I know Ronnie's gonna. I know the kids gonna be like, wow, I'm a millionaire. He was like, thanks, guys, and Ronnie's just gonna like break his legs.
But Greg, you were trying to say something?
But yeah, follow your heart. Follow. Go do your Shokugekis.
He should have thought about that before he tried to rob me.
He didn't try to rob you. He beat you in a battle. It's not
Damn.
robbing.
He tried
I'll
to rob me.
I'm gonna get going.
Okay.
I was
By
dead
the sound of
myself.
it, we won't be gaming before Christmas and all that.
Well, I'm gonna say next week is Christmas. The
Well,
following
I
Friday
couldn't
is New
recall
Year's.
if like Sunday was anything.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
it.
it was this Sunday.
This Sunday is the first session of the new game, and yeah. So yeah, so
Okay.
get your shopping done by Sunday. And the next session of Brian's game is New Year's Day, so I don't know if we're doing anything then.
Oh no!
I'll say depends on people, since the majority of people are here right now. Do you guys want to run, or do you want to just wait until the second Friday of the new year, which would be the 15th?
I have on paper the first off, so I am definitely not going to be locked up in my room playing PTU. So I'm going to be enjoying, hopefully, having a day off, because I am working every day from split doubles now until Christmas. So, and I don't know what next weekend's gonna bring, because I purposely stopped on Christmas because I was like, if I go any further, I know I'm gonna cry. So
Okay, so let's aim for the Friday, not New Year's Day, but 2 weeks after that.
yeah.
So that would be the 15th.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can't do the 15th.
How a proposal then, if I may. What if we just switch it to the 8th, and just go from there. I don't know. That's just a proposal.
I say up to you guys. I don't have a problem with it. I just thought people were. I just thought that I don't mind switching it around, or like if something like that happens, I just kind of figured we were on the every other week schedule because it worked for.
Because people wanted every other Friday to do something else.
Oh no, that's fair. It's just that we
to
would
be
do the
fair,
8th and
planning it around Sierra means this would never happen.
Yeah. I mean, you guys can still have it on the 15th. I know I won't be present.
So you're not being a dick, it's just a fact.
I've made plans for the 15th.
Yeah, I must say, I know that I essentially know that what is it? I know that at least two of our players for this are essentially always up in the air.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Don't ever push around me.
I essentially base it around the David, Tristan, Greg.
Yeah.
And the other two show up if they're able.
Yeah. 15th WandaVision dropped, so I already made plans to watch that with Matt. So.
Well, technically, those aren't mutually exclusive.
Well, I can't sit and watch.
No, my point is unless they're breaking tradition, they're only going to drop one episode. So.
Are they?
Yeah, Disney Plus never drops the whole series at once.
See, I don't watch
God
Disney
forbid.
Plus on purpose.
Yeah, they only do one episode a week.
Yeah, I'm about to say that
So that's only going to take you about an
Netflix
hour.
will drop an entire season.
Yeah, but I'm gonna
That's like
spend time with Matt since we haven't actually spent any time together.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying it's not necessarily mutually exclusive. I'm not saying you will show up. I'm just saying there's a chance.
Well, probably not.
Look on the bright side. If it's just three of you guys, that promotes the concept of diplomacy.
Well,
What's
no.
the advantage of preserves versus just having the...
I'm not a barbarian.
The GM can't have them go moldy on you.
I'm not a berserker.
That's not normally a rule, but it's technically something the GM could pull.
I am a lady.
What?
Oh, cool.
Food going
I
moldy.
let the bad guys.
Well, then I
make
can
the
actually
first-
combine this with
Wait
your...
a sec. What's something that I could do?
He was asking what the advantage of turning stuff into preserves was, and I was saying it gets rid of the ability for the GM to tell you you've had your berries too long and they turn moldy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
I'm about to say if I see you have hey, I have if you move from Sinnoh over to like Unova or something like that, and you still have like the berries from this mission, then I'll be looking at you sideways.
I was like, at the rate we go through berries, go through restoratives, I'm not too worried about it, but technically that's what that would do.
Well, because here's the...
Essentially, I'm expecting you guys to do something with this and then sell them.
I expect them to shove them into Greg's
I'll
face.
catch y'all
Because
later.
See you, Greg.
here's... See,
Good night, all.
okay, because here's what I can do.